the question that always seems to immediately come up whenever you talk about natural family planning is we're usually talking that as opposed to contraception. Yep. And I can't tell you how many times I've taught theology of the body, many times, and I get a lot of pushback in regards to, well, this is just birth control, right? Because I want to say in no uncertain terms, I want to make sure we get this out loud early on the show, that the church, we have a serious moral issue with birth control. Birth control is something, right? Using barrier methods, using hormonal contraception, using whatever, right? Purposely preventing pregnancy through birth control is mortally sinful.
Yeah.
Why is that not okay? And then why can I use NFP and that we don't have a moral issue with that?
So the biggest distinction between the two is just the artificial means of birth control. You're completely removing your fertility. And the marriage vows are to love each other freely, totally, faithfully, and fruitfully. And if you're blocking out that fruitful aspect altogether, then you're abusing marriage. You're abusing each other's bodies. You're not accepting them completely. You're not giving yourself totally. And there are arguments as well that it's not free or faithful either.
Right.
But natural family planning, you're not disrupting God's design in any way. It's actually a sacrificial love that to use NFP can be sacrificial.
Sure.
And it can also grow your intimacy as a couple. That's another topic. But you're choosing to set aside your desire for your spouse and laying your life down, dying to yourself, as we say often, for the good of your marriage and to maintain that fruitfulness. And there's not like any method that's 100% accurate, because God might, if you're not blocking God out, then he might say, all right, well, here you go. I know this doesn't make sense, but there's a baby. And so you're allowing God to work through you still.
I mean, you get this is just Catholic birth control. And I get it all the time. Like, why is using an NFP okay, but birth control isn't? And it's not because it's natural birth control, right? It's not. Using NFP, to her point, is embracing the babies and bonding aspect of what sex is meant for. And whereas with birth control, you're actually removing the fertility portion and saying that babies is not welcomed within this act. We're removing the babies part from the bonding part. And we've been taught, even through Humanae Vitae, babies and bonding have to be kept together within each of the acts. And so Christopher West has a fantastic analogy. Quickly, he references how the difference between using natural family planning and birth control is like when a couple's preparing for marriage, right? And they're doing their wedding invitations and they go to send them out. You're sending these invitations out to people that you want to come, right? So this is what an NFP practicing couple, excuse me, is doing. They're saying, this event is happening at this time and at this place, and we want you to come. It's an invitation to God. Versus a couple who's using birth control is saying, this event is happening at this time and at this place, but we don't want you to come.
You're not invited.
You're not invited. It's a disinvitation.
Sure.
So that is basically the heart of the difference, is that it's an invitation to invite God in and keeping the aspect of how he created man and woman coming together for babies and bonding, and how they cannot be separated.
Whoa, hey guys, thanks for making it to the end of this video. It seems like you really enjoyed it, so you should go check out the full episode of Honest to God, where we dive into this topic even more. And if you really enjoyed it, then drop us a like, subscribe, and ring the little bell so that you never miss an Honest to God episode or an episode of anything that we produce.